Hello, my name is Edward Kim. I am a Cisco systems engineer out of Maryland area. So recently I have been talking to a few customers and um, I've been talking about the importance of application visibility control and how we can achieve that by the built-in software in our iOS XE. So you'll hear a lot of Cisco engineers talking about this code name Polaris. So Polaris is basically our iOS XE platform from version 16.3 and higher. And it is a modernized iOS XE software stack for all of our enterprise routing, switching, and wireless products. It's groundbreaking because it's a common software stack that allows us to offer a completely consistent user experience across our entire portfolio, while at the same time using a common platform to continue our industry-leading innovation. So in this tutorial, I want to show you how to enable that web UI portion of the Polaris and also how to enable application visibility and control. All right, so first I'm going to telnet into my router. First, I'm going to enable IP HTTP server. To enable HTTP server, I'm going to enable HTTPS. And because you can log in and do changes using the HTTP WebUI, I want to control the access to only my lab network. So I'm going to create an access list here. And then I'm going to apply that to HTTP access class. And I will also put authentication to be local. I have a local username and password here, but you can use AAA, whatever you have. So that's all you need to access the web UI of the router or switch, whatever you have. So I'm going to go to my router. So once I get in there, I am going to put my local username and password. And there it is. It's a new web UI. As you can see on the top left, Cisco ISR 4331 and running which code. And from the dashboard page, you can see the CPU and memory pressure graph, utilization and memory, how much is being used and all that. And if you look at the flash memory, it also shows how much is used and how much we have left, as well as top applications, but this one is saying AVC is not enabled on interface, so click here to enable. So I'm going to do that later, but I'm going to quickly go over what WebUI can offer. And system information, you have like host name, device name, uptime and all that good information. So it's very useful. Other things you can also look at, different things like ports, which ports are being used and how much traffic is going through those, as well as like a system information. Configure, you can configure very many different features in here. So for example, Ethernet, if I go in there and I can click on that one of that interfaces, and I can do general LAN WAN description, and then go to port configuration to change many different things here, and advance to a QoS and ACLs and things like that as well. So as you can see from this page, there's so many different things you can enable and disable and also monitor. Not going to go through every single thing, But here you can even look at the license that you have, usage. You can configure smart call home, as well as software upgrade through the web UI. So vastly different from our previous HTTP page that we had in a router and switch. So you'll be pleasantly surprised like I am when you get into the Polaris WebUI. All right, so that's the introduction of a WebUI. I'm going to go back to the monitoring piece and the dashboard where we started. So here you can see the top applications. It says application visibility is not enabled on the interface. Click here to enable. So I'm going to click there. Basically it goes to the configure application visibility. So it says enable interface. So I'm going to click add edit. And I am using these two interfaces, Gigabit Ethernet 000 and 001. So I'm going to add those two guys. All you need to do is here is a visibility and marking. So visibility shows you the visibility of which application you're using of the, out of the NVAR library we have, which has about 1,400 applications. And marking will do the marking of the QoS based on those applications. It's a predefined, but you could also customize that. So I'm going to do apply. All right, so it is applied, but since I don't have any data, I wouldn't say any, but I don't have a lot of data, flowing through that router right now. So I'm going to pause this video and generate some traffic from my laptop that is off of this router. And I'm going to resume and show you what I have in this page. I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I left some video running in the background for about 15-20 minutes. So it gathers some information. So as you can see, if you look at the pie chart, that 84.9% of this traffic was Netflix, and the 13.2 is being used by YouTube, and some Facebook's traffic, and other things on there. And if you look at the bottom here, I'm going to just show a little more items per page. As you can see, Netflix 84.87% and usage received and sent, and Facebook. And why is this received and sent at the same time? That is because I was using two interfaces. One is coming in and one's going out. So I think if I change this to just one interface, then it's going to show a little different. So actually, let me change that to 001. And this is an interface that is facing out, right? So you can see that it received 226 megabyte, and then it sent 2.9. You can see all this detailed information about other application as well. This keeps information up to 48 hours, and if you want to see more historical data, then you want to send this information to other applications such as Cisco Prime, but at least this gives you up to 48 hours of information about your application usage. So that's what I wanted to show in this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.